That was the only explanation I could think of for the sharp pain that ran through my chest. I could hear the sound clearly, as something seemed to break inside of me. Brushing off the girl's hands, I rushed to the surface. As I broke out of the water, the only thing that filled my ears was the sound of my own unsteady breathing. I held my chest with my hand. My anxious fingers shook, checking whether my chest had broken open. What just happened? The pain in my heart sent fireworks rushing past my eyes, and beyond them, I caught a glimpse of something else. Or was it the opposite? Had my heart cracked, trying to suppress whatever that something was? The girl also came up in a fluster. A little shriek nearly escaped my throat. "Saki-san!" I avoided the hand she stretched towards me and escaped to the pool's edge. Scrambling up and out of the pool, I slipped past the instructor, ignoring whatever he was trying to say, and ran up the stairs. I didn't even dry off my drenched body or face as I pulled my bag out of the locker, just focused entirely on tearing off my swimsuit so I could change into my clothes. The gross feeling of fabric sticking to my wet skin barely registered as I ran out of the changing room. I realized partway through this process that my swim cap and goggles were still in the pool, but I didn't even consider going back to get them. Instead, I threw the key down on the reception desk and didn't even wait to get my card back before leaving the building behind me. Just like that, I ran away. A fresh wave of fear shook my body when I thought I heard a sound of footsteps chasing after me, but I didn't slow down. The summer sunlight didn't seem to reach me, as though the water were preventing it from getting to my skin. Something pitch black was weighing down on me. What had I seen? What was it that I had accepted, that made my breath leap until I couldn't breathe at all, that had terrified me? What was that? What was that? My thoughts spun wildly. The goosebumps wouldn't go away, and my spine still trembled. A wintry chill that I couldn't seem to shake off filled my body. The feeling of her lips on my neck still clung to my skin, in spite of the water droplets that dripped around it. I was practically flying along the ground as I ran, my vision bouncing up and down dizzyingly. There was something else behind the bubbles that I just inhaled, something that I was not yet allowed to know. My childish knowledge and limited experience could not begin to approach it. Only my deepest instincts suspected its identity. The manifestation of that feeling, which I could only represent with crude triangles and squares, was simply terrifying to me. Gripped by fear, all I could do was run away. The only thing I knew with certainty was that I must never see that girl again. That evening, I made sure both my parents were present before I cleared my throat and spoke. I want to quit swimming. It's just not right for me. This was the first time I had told them I wanted to quit anything. Nervous, I waited for their response. My dad briefly mumbled, "Mm-hmm." And my mother simply said, "Really? I suppose these things do happen." Not a single scolding or objection. They just accepted it right away. I'd given up on something for the first time, but they forgave me. Maybe my belief that I lived in a respectable house and needed to behave accordingly was all just in my head. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was drifting, as though I had thrown myself into the water and was just floating there. I didn't understand anything anymore. After that, as I was walking through the hallway to my room, I accidentally touched my own hand. There was a warmth burning within it that was entirely separate from the summer heat. I left my hands pressed together, waiting until it disappeared. As I tilted my face downward to look at them, something slipped from the surface of my drooping bangs. Like a droplet of water had fallen from my hair, even though it was no longer wet. It crept along my skin, tracing its way down to the still lingering sensation on my neck. I don't often think about the events of elementary school. Perhaps it's been so long now that I simply forgot about it somewhere along the way. But even if so much time has passed that I no longer remember much, it will never truly disappear. The memories, the warmth, all of it.